Hi, today we are in my workshop and I'm going to show you how to cut glass, and that will include all of the safety gear and the tools that you're going to need. This is not a difficult job. It's a little scary, I'm not going to lie, but once you get started, you'll find out how easy it is. All right, what I should have said is that it's a little scary at first. It's not scary all the time. With little practice, you'll find out how easy it is. So you're going to need for safety gear, safety goggles or safety glasses and some nice gloves that are cut resistant. To cut the glass, you're going to need just a wheel. It's a regular glass wheel, nothing expensive, nothing fancy. It oftentimes comes in a kit with the oil, which you will also need. And I pour mine into a little jar because I find it easier to use from a jar than from this plastic bottle. You're also going to need a few assorted putty knives, and I'll show you why we're going to use these. A pair of pliers, again, nothing fancy, just a regular pair of pliers, and 2 to 3 clamps, maybe, but they should have very soft clamps on them. You don't want anything too metal or rigid plastic, or it might break your glass. I place the glass here, slightly inset on this edge, slightly inset on this edge, enough that it will fit into the rabbet quite nicely once it's all cut. So that leaves me really with only 3 cuts left. 1, 2, and then 3. There's a little sliver over on this side. Now, credit where credit is due. I learned this method from my friend Steve from Wood Window Makeover. And because this edge here and this edge here do not have anything to set on, I'm going to place my putty knives here to take the pressure off. Then when I mark my line and press down, I won't risk breaking this glass right down the center. I'm also going to gently, and I cannot stress this enough, gently clamp this down just enough to keep everything in place and to keep my glass from sliding side to side. And I can actually put one over here too. But again, you have to be very careful because you don't want to risk breaking pieces off your glass right away. It's less a clamp and more an extra pair of hands. I had to change my camera angle just a little because I'm going to find it much easier to score the glass from this direction. And that's what you'll want to do too. Position your body in a way that feels the most comfortable. Right. I'm going to explain the process, then I'm going to do it. That will make a little bit more sense, I think. But you're going to dip your wheel in your oil. You're going to place it just inside the edge here. Again, so your glass has a place to rest once it's small enough. It'll fall right into that rabbet. You're gonna score it all the way across. And then we're gonna snap that piece off. All right, I'm gonna get my wheel there. The scratching sound is the most important. When you hear the scratching noise, that means you're scoring it. I'm gonna pull back, eyeballing that edge the whole way. And again, this doesn't work like scissors, so you gotta go all the way across. All right, my face is out of the shot. You can't see this, but I was wearing my safety goggles that whole time, and that's really important because you're down kind of at eye level with the glass, and you want to protect your eyes. All right, so to snap this off, I'm going to, I can see my score line. I'm sure that you cannot on the camera, but I can see my score line, and I'm putting it slightly past my window frame here. I'm going to gently press my hand here just to keep it in place, and then snap, and there you have it. I've set up my next cut, and you'll notice that instead of 2 putty knives, now I've added a 3rd here to support my new cut edge. I'm gonna do this short section next. And short cuts are always easier than long cuts. All right, we love that scratching sound. Scratching sound means it's working. last little score mark was so narrow that I can't actually get in here with my hand. So instead, I am going to use these pliers to snap it off, just like that. All right, let's do the fit test. Right down into the rabbet. This is an excellent method for cutting glass so that you don't have to measure, you don't have to use a straight edge, you don't have to worry about your glass cutter waving all over the place. I recommend this for all shapes and straight cuts, and I appreciate my friend Steve at Wood Window Makeover for teaching it to me. Thank you for watching today's video. If you want to find out more about the supplies I used today, also my blog, Blake Hill House, or the podcast that I co-host, True Tales from Old Houses, please see below. I have linked everything that you'll need. See you next time.